Hi everyone, it's Grant again. So here I'm with my friend Nick when we're testing knife defense. He goes right in, I get a 2-on-1 and I'm trying for an arm drag. I slam him into the wall and I'm able to get him down and then get free and then I run away. So the primary reason that I train Brazilian Jiu Jitsu is to work on self-defense. So this is just one of the ways that I do that. So this is me, I have the knife now. I'm gonna look at him. I ask the time, just get him distracted, and then I go in and draw my knife. He immediately gets a 2-on-1. He tries a sort of uchimata there and is able to get a single leg across. Then he immediately isolates the knife, pounds my head into the ground there. I get up, he slams me into the mold and runs away. So now I think we're going to start on the ground. No, we're going to start just a normal roll, and at some point I'm going to produce the knife. There we go. So here I'm looking for underhooks. He gets both underhooks, so I'm trying to I was planning to shoot across for a Tai Otoshi, but he slips the head and dumps me down. Now I'm in half guard, and I think now is when my right hand sweeps into my waistband and starts looking for the knife. Yep, there we go. There it is. It's a polypropylene practice knife. He pulls it. He's trying the wrist lock so hard that he pulls himself and pulls too far back, and he ends up falling down. I get up in top position. So here, reset back to standing. And he over to the right scene square. The end of that roll was him getting a straight arm bar and me tapping out, so that's why we switched. So that's me. I go for that submission a lot from standing, the bent arm lock, and he gets an underhook. I like to really use it against wrestlers who feel really secure when they get underhooks, but I let it slip out a little bit so I have control of the elbow and start wrenching it in towards their center to manipulate their elbow there. So here I have I had a Nelson and sort of wrist control here. You see I was ducking his knife down to try to get me in the side, so I swam my arm over and captured the wrist. And so that's him. And so I disarmed him there, and now I have the Nelson, and I'm disarming there, and then I have the knife, and I'm just driving it into his gut.
Good deal.
This is going again. So here on this round, I'm really focusing on hands and where his hands are going, because that's going to be very important when I start to produce the knife when I want to. So he's going to shove my head there. He's circling, and he's probably going to try to get a single leg. So he usually does. Yep, there you go. He gets the single leg, he drags. I end up circling back, catching his head. So he takes me down that way, and I sweep him over as he does that. I base out, and now I produce the knife, but I'm starting to act like I'm cutting up his legs as he's in open guard, and slicing and dicing like the tendon between his thigh and his knee. So he gets the ankle and he dumps over. And then here, this is me going for a guillotine. He has the knife isolated, and eventually I'm going to get both arms and shoot over, and I have him in a full Nelson from the front here. So both of my arms are behind both of his arms, but his head is on the back of my shoulder, and I'm in side control. So there, I crank his neck and he taps out. So now he's going to start with a knife. We're going to start on the ground. I'll start in an open guard there. So here I'm practicing getting him into my open guard. The great thing here is that since the knife is in his waistband, I'm sort of pressing myself around that waist area, so it's going to be really hard for him to actually get in and have the space he needs with his hand. So this is me sweeping him over. Very simple butterfly transition from open guard after you get the double underhooks. And I think yeah, now he's going for the knife, so I feel that. I isolate it. I try to contain and change the damage, or control the damage. So now I'm going to go for a Kimura, and there he taps.
Woo. Yo, start them all. What's up? Did you start them all yet? I did, yeah. No, he's not. Oh, okay.
So then we switch roles here. Here's the knife, and we're going to start on the ground. Oh no, sorry. This is just normal rolls now. So during these tests, these sparring sessions, these rolls, we were wearing street clothes because of the theme. We were testing self-defense, so I wore my normal clothes over my rash guard. So this is just a normal roll. I start in butterfly guard. He starts standing. So right here, I'm looking to see he falls to guard, so I end up picking up the ankle. He's trying to isolate one of my legs, so I ended up coming around. I'm looking for a backstep pass here from De La Riva. Here, that's me shooting him for the backstep and then circling around. So he gets So he ends up isolating one of my legs, but he can't get his legs all the way over. I keep pushing off his heel, so then I just step right over into neon belly, and he still has that leg overhooked. So I'm just setting on my weight into it and grinding onto his forearm to try to dissuade him and into keeping that control there. So this is me settling down into a sort of north-south. I think I still have his left arm stapled with my knee, and then I'm stapled his right as well. I sit out. I was gonna go for a 411 or a honey hole position here. So this is a really odd position. He was trying to go for a toe hold. I was shooting for both of his legs. I was gonna come over one of his to go for an arm attack, but here I'm just circling. He's not really gonna get the toe hold because he didn't have the angle he needs. So I'm just defending this. I shoot over, and then here is another time where I'm pinning his arm with my leg. I shoot out. He tries to come over, and here I get overzealous to try to isolate the arm, then he flips over. So now I'm on the defensive. I'm trying to protect myself. I was thinking about shooting my hips over and rolling him over there. Now I see I swim back, and I get the... Yep, I got the overhook there. So now I'm in half guard. I'm using my far side hand to base away on the hips. See here I get the overhook. I'm trying to use that as submission. He frames away and defends it, and that ends up putting him on his back. So I drag him back in frame because I knew we were getting sort of out. So now he's in open guard. I'm doing some leg pummeling here, try to get better position to start to pass. So now I'm going to end up lacing one of his legs under the other and keeping it there in order to make my pass easier. So there I step over right into mount after he turns to the side. So here he already snuck one arm in between my legs. He was trying to get both, but I ended up catching one on the way, and so I ended up in a triangle. So I'm going to try for a mounted triangle here. I end up not being able to have the space. I try for an Americana here. I realize I don't have the angle that I need. And so I fall back. Now I'm going to adjust, try to finish the triangle, get that arm across. So I'm readjusting the angle here to keep top position. And now here, as I grab the shin, I get really close to the camera, I'm finally able to shoot that over and close up the triangle, and he taps out.
Alright, now you start down.
So now we're going to start a roll where he starts on bottom, because I started on bottom last time. So he's going to start with an open guard. Right away I overhook the leg, and I'm going to try to lace there. I ended up succeeding, at least I'm holding the ankle there, then I'm just shooting out and I'm waiting to clear those frames for me to drop my hips, and there we go. Now here I'm trying to shoot across. There we go. I end up passing and then shooting over to the opposite side. And now I'm just waiting for an opportunity to go for a submission. Now that's one of my favorite transitions into mount there, going to reverse scarf hold. Unfortunately, he catches my head and is able to bridge me over. So I end up in bottom half guard. I'm trying for a sweep here. He has the underhook, so he was looking for an Americana there. So I'm really cognizant of that right now. And then I'm always looking for the lockdown in half guard. He has a head and arm here, so I'm trying to defend that. And I end up getting the lockdown, and I'm going to use that to sweep him over. Eventually. There we are. There we go. So we end up in top half guard with a lockdown on top. And we reset into the center of the frame of the camera.
Yep.
So now he's in bottom half guard. I always like to triangle even when I am in top half guard, just to control, and it also allows me the option of the roll through there for the back take if I need. So this is one of my favorite half guard passes to slip down to get the knee slice, is simply shaking like that. You get shoulder pressure and you shake the leg off to get the knee free, and then you have the knee line free so you can go ahead and knee slice. So there I get up into mount and I get too zealous, and so now I'm in bottom half again. He shoots for the overhook, and I end up stuffing one of his arms there. Now I swim up and over as he presses into me, and he ends up it's a sort of a arm drag, sort of. After he gets the overhook, the whizzer, you shoot your arm and you swim way back, and then you end up getting behind him. So here I'm going for a head and arm variation of a guillotine. It's not really working because he isolates that across, so I'm thinking about sitting up and taking the back there. He ends up falling back there to try to defend the back take, and he swims up and over and catches my head. And then he shoots out that way. See how that works? So then he got the back take, so now he's going to shoot over and finish the rear naked choke. So yeah, that's me and Nick. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
That's some A-class conditioning, dude.